In this video, we're going to take a look at a pair of 1,000 lumen rechargeable LED lanterns from Consciot. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. Well, in 2024, I've been making a conscious effort to get rid of my dependence on non-rechargeable batteries, whether those are AAAs or AA's or larger batteries like C and D cell batteries. I am getting rid of my dependence on non-rechargeable batteries because I hate throwing them away. I hate knowing that those things are going into landfills. So if you watched my channel before, you know I've done reviews on things like these LED lanterns from Gearlight, and I like them. They're inexpensive, they're pretty rugged, they hold up really well. They've got a magnetic base and a hook that you can hang it, and I really like them, but they go through alkaline batteries like crazy. If you want to watch my review on these, by the way, I'll just put a link right up here. So what I've done is I have gone to rechargeable AA batteries for these lanterns, and the batteries I've chosen are Power Owl. And Power Owl are a nickel metal hydride rechargeable battery that comes with these little recharging cradles, and they make AAA and AA batteries, and that's great. And I like this, and so if you want to watch my review on the Power Owl stuff, I'll put a link right up there where you can check that out. And that's a great way to run those. But if you don't want to deal with opening up the lantern and pulling out AA's and recharging and all those kind of things, your other option is to buy LED rechargeable lanterns, right from the get-go. And so I got this pair of lanterns, and I think I got them for Christmas. I haven't used them yet, and I am excited to actually use them. So I'm opening up the box for the first time, and the first thing I notice is that they come with USB-A to USB-C rechargeable cables. So that's really nice. Excited about that. I'm glad I don't have to go find cables. And then here's what the lanterns look like. To pull them out of the thing there. So if you're familiar with this size lantern, there you go. There's the size difference, pretty close. When this is on, up and on, there you go. Very, very similar size lantern. So just looking it over, looks pretty cool. Oh, and it's plugged in, or it's charged up. So not plugged in. I don't know why I was saying that, but nice little hook, and looks like you can hang it from the bottom as well. So if you wanted to hang it upside down, it's got a little carabiner thing going on there. So sometimes I like to hang them upside down in my tent. Really, really cool. And that was really bright, guys. And I don't even know if it has a full charge or not, but let's just hit the buttons and see what happens. So that is the first button. I guess it's on. If you wait too long, it goes off. If I go on and hit it again, that is a little bit more of like a natural color, but it's less lumens. So let me go. I think that's brighter than the first one. And then it has a flash feature. So on the side opposite of the power on, it's got a little door here where it has the USB-C in for charge, and it also has a USB-A out. And so in reading the Amazon page for these guys, it says it takes 5 volt 2 amps in and 5 volt 1 amp out. So it could charge a cell phone, albeit it could charge it slowly. It could charge a tablet probably. I'm not sure how big the battery is in this. I'm going to read the specs and see if I can come up with it. But what I wanted to do was charge this up, and then I'm going to put it on a timer and see how long it lasts. I'm going to do a time lapse. So why don't we go do that? Let's go test these out on a time lapse, and then I'll come back and give you the specs. When you first plug these lanterns in, the buttons glow red, indicating they're charging. Once they're fully charged, they glow green, so it's time to test them out. One thing I forgot to mention before the test, guys, is they give a sheet of paper that gives you the runtime. So the modes are the 6500K, I think that's the cool light setting. It's 750 lumens and the endurance is 6 hours. The 3000K is the warm light, that's 350 lumens. It says it runs for 8 hours. And then the 5K, I'm guessing, is the combined light type. That's 1000 lumens and that runs for 6 hours. So if you're running the warm light, which is my favorite kind of light from lanterns, it says that it will run for 8 hours. It didn't give us a endurance rating for the flashing light, but I imagine it's a lot longer because it's not just running constantly. So if you need that flash feature because of an emergency or you're trying to, draw attention to yourself, hopefully that will last, quite a long time. But in general, it looks like you should be able to get a minimum of 8 hours if you run the warm light setting. And if you dim it, I imagine you're going to get even more light than that. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to set it to the 1000 lumen setting, which is the 5000K mode. The combination of the cool light and the warm light, we're going to run it on that setting, set a timer, do time lapse, and see how long it lasts. Let's hit it. Since I had two lanterns, I decided to test both the 1000 lumen setting and the warm setting. As you can see, this test is not going to go nearly as long as they said it would. The 1000 lumen dropping out at 3 hours and the warm light setting dropping out at 5 hours. Okay guys, so that was a pretty good test. I am a little disappointed in the run times. 3 hours on the highest setting to 5 hours on the warm setting at the highest illumination. As I said before though, guys, I can dim it, so it should last longer when it's dimmed. I'm outside. It is pretty close to a new moon tonight, so I'm actually holding this lantern in my hand, which is how I'm getting the light to film this. So let me turn this off and just show you how dark it is. Right, so pretty dark. Can't see me. Now you can. So this lantern throws a lot of light. So really happy with it. I think it does, create enough light that I could cook or pitch a tent or do pretty much anything I need to do in the dark. So one lantern does pretty good. Let me go ahead and just run through the light settings in the dark here so you can see. I'm going to put it in my hand here so you can see the lantern on screen as well as you can see how it lights my face. So that's off, okay? And then that is cool. Oh, that's warm. That's the warm setting. Okay, go off. Cool, warm, full bright. That's cool and warm together. That's the 1000 lumen setting. And then here's the flash, which we don't need to do that too long. So here's cool. I'm going to go ahead and dim it. So you can see it dimming and it gets brighter again. Dim again. I'm going to stop right about there. So that's pretty dim. So I'm guessing you get quite a bit more runtime with that. But let me go ahead and turn it off. Let me go to warm and then we'll dim it pretty low. So like I said, if you don't need full bright, I think you'll get a lot more light out. But for me, guys, 3 hours on full bright is probably enough. Most of the time when I'm running a lantern, I'm running basically 2 to 3 hours a night. So if I use the lantern for 2 or 3 hours, then I can go ahead and charge it overnight or charge it during the day while I'm out and about doing stuff. I can put it on the charger and then it'll be ready to go for the next night. So I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of these, and I think only a few times is it going to be a problem where I run out of charge before I want it to. But in those cases where I know I'm going to use it more than 3 hours, I'll definitely set it on a dimmer setting, or I'll use multiple with dimmer settings so that I'm getting the same amount of light just out of multiple lanterns. That way longer run time. So that is a look at this. Let's go to final thoughts. Okay guys, the last test we did on the Consciot 1000 lumen lanterns was we did a test to see how well it would charge a cell phone. So again, on the back, there's a USB out, as I mentioned before, or USB-A. I went ahead and plugged in my iPhone 14 Pro, and this is where I started. I started at 15%, and it charged it all the way up to 90% when I went ahead and unplugged it. Guys, so typically what I do is once my phone reaches 90%, I go ahead and unplug it from things rather than charge it all the way up to 100, because you're going to use, it takes a lot of power to get to that last 10%. It's kind of like an absorption charge instead of a bulk charge for phones. So really, once you get to 90%, you know, charging it off of something like this, it doesn't make sense to go all the way to 100. Just, you know, you're kind of wasting time. So this passed that test with flying colors. I could easily charge a cell phone off this thing if I wanted to. Now keep in mind, guys, when you're drawing power out of the battery of this to charge a phone, you're going to get less runtime on your lantern, right? Because it's just, you know, it's just the way it is. But in a pinch, if you need cell phone signal, or you need your cell phone more than you need light, you can, you know, charge your cell phone off of one of these, you know, pretty much no problem. So I did like that feature. So with that, let's get to the final thoughts. Okay guys, so I did check on the specs, and so it is a 4,400 amp hour power bank in here. So that's quite a good amount of battery. It is IPX4 rated for you know, weather intrusion, and so I still probably wouldn't leave them out in the rain, but you know, it looks like they could handle, you know, getting wet a little bit if you need to. And then what it says about the light, right, is that short presses will switch between modes. So there is the cool white, the warm white, and then that's combined. That's the warm and the cool white combined. In this room, where I have it right now, it feels a lot like the cool white, but anyway, and then it also has a strobe effect, which, there you go. And then, here's the other cool thing, is when you pick which one you want, let's just go with the cool, if you press and long hold, it will dim it. So, and then, so up, down, and then you just release it where you want it to stop, right? So if you don't need the full amount of light, you just, you know, long press it until it dims to where you want it to be. And then if you turn it off, we're gonna just turn it on again, it goes right back to the brightest setting. So if you want to dim it, here we'll try the warm light. Let's go ahead and dim that. So we can dim it way down. Pretty cool. That's pretty neat, guys. So go ahead and turn it off. So yeah, I mean, I really like these. I love the fact that you can recharge them. I love the fact that you don't have to deal with batteries. It seemed plenty bright for me. I'm probably going to use these near my cook station. When we do a lot of winter camping, guys, we're cooking dinner in the dark a lot in our outdoor kitchen, and so having, you know, decent light when we're cooking is really nice. So I'm really excited about both of these. So yeah, I'm going to put a link down in the description below where you can pick these up, guys. It's an affiliate link, so it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it's a great way to support Kemp Outside. Helps us to continue to bring content like this to you. But if you are looking for a lantern, and you are looking for a lantern that's LED rechargeable, where you don't have to deal with taking batteries in and out and that kind of thing, these are a pretty nice setup. And like I said, I mean, very rugged. I love the hook on the bottom. I like how the handle, you know, tucks in and out of the way. So you know, you can hang it as a traditional lantern. You can hang it upside down. And this is probably how I'll hang it if I'm hanging it inside my tent, is I'll hang it upside down like that. So yeah, these are really sweet. I'm glad I got them for Christmas, and I can't wait to use them. So there's a look at the Consciot, I think I'm pronouncing that right, the Consciot 1000 lumen rechargeable LED lantern. Guys, if you are running stuff like this, please, 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 either switch to something that's rechargeable, or at the very least, get rechargeable batteries for something like this. Don't just keep going through life filling our landfills full of single-use alkaline batteries. It's just not good for our groundwater. It's not good for anything. It's a total waste. So if you have any questions about these LED lanterns, drop some in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Or you can connect with us on our other social media at Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. Or you can connect with us at our website at kempoutside.com. Guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside. We exist to help moms and dads take their kids camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. We want to help you get you and your kids outside. One of the ways to do that is to take your kids on camping trips. If you're taking them on camping trips or getting outside just to look at the stars at night, you are going to need some kind of light at some point. And so having rechargeable LED lanterns is a great way to go. So I highly recommend them. So guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.